Amsterdam is the capital and the largest city in the Netherlands, and it's considered one of the most unique places in the world, with a long and rich history that dates back into the 13th century. So first, the origin of the name Amsterdam. So the city was named after the 13th century dam in the Amstel River. And by the 13th century, Amsterdam received city rights from the Bishop of Utrecht. And after his death in 1317, Count Wilhelm III inherited the city, and with that Amsterdam became a part of the County of Holland in 1323. William III established toll on the trade of beer from Hamburg. The contacts laid through the beer formed trade for the base subsequent trade with the cities of the Hanseatic League in the Baltic Sea. And in 1342, Count William IV awarded the city Groot privilege, which greatly strengthened the position of the city, and by the 15th century, Amsterdam became the biggest and most powerful city in Holland. In the first half of the 16th century, with the appearance of the Protestant Reformation, religious tensions grew throughout the Holy Roman Empire. This will lead to the rebellion of the Low Countries against the Habsburg king Philip II of Spain. The uprising was mainly caused by the lack of political representation for the local nobility. The religious conflict between Protestants and Catholics, and the high taxation by Spain, who needed money after their wars with France, and while Amsterdam remained Catholic, and in the side of Spain, it changed sides in 1578 after the ruling council was overthrown by Protestants. The rebellion led to the 80 Years' War, and eventually Dutch independence, and following that, the Dutch Republic was born, and with that, Amsterdam would grow massively in wealth and power. As the city expanded with hundreds of canals, 90 islands, and 1500 bridges, the ships from the city sailed to North America, Indonesia, Brazil, Japan, and Africa, and formed the basis of a worldwide trading network. And later, the Dutch East India Company and the Dutch colonies. And by 1660, Amsterdam reached a population of 200,000, and this period of growing would be known as the Dutch Golden Age. The city also saw big waves of immigrants coming to the city during that period, where most of these immigrants were Protestant refugees, and a lot of them were either educated or held special trades. However, despite the rise, the crashing would come later. It started with the state suffering from the outbreak of the bubonic League from 1663 to 1666. And the wars with the French and English in the 17th and 18th centuries, combined with a massive inequality between the rich and the poor, took a toll on the city, and when the French Revolutionary Army invaded in 1795, they were even welcomed. France later established the Batavian Republic, which was a puppet state. However, Amsterdam wasn't the capital, and after the rise of Napoleon, the Netherlands became a kingdom under the control of his brother, Louis Bonaparte. This period would end in 1815 after Napoleon's defeat, and while the Netherlands was a republic before the wars, it was turned into a monarchy. And at the end of the 19th century, the Industrial Revolution reached Amsterdam, and the Amsterdam Regine Canal was dug to give the city a direct connection to the Rhine River, and the North Sea Canal to give the port a connection with the North Sea. Both projects improved communication with the rest of Europe and the world, and gave the economy a big boost. And during World War I, the Netherlands remained neutral, but Amsterdam suffered the effects of the war because of the food shortages. However, the Netherlands was invaded during World War II, and after Nazi Germany bombed Rotterdam and threatened to do the same to Amsterdam, the Dutch surrendered. And during the occupation, most of the city's Jewish population were either deported or murdered. And after the war ended, the city would change in a lot of ways. And with the Dutch economy growing, the city turned into an economically rich city. And today, Amsterdam is one of Europe's most visited cities. It has some of the best standards of living in the world, and it's doing pretty well. Anyways, this is all for today. I am Wonder of You, and I'll see you again in the next video.